Yes, people, welcome back to the Ratcave. It's Ratzi here, and it's been a little while, but I am joined today by my boy, Sami from Pioneer. He's back in the Ratcave, and you've brought in some brand new Pioneer-shaped treats, mate.
I have. Today we are looking at our new all-in-one DJ system, the XDJ-XZ.
XDJ-XZ. Right, and so you say all-in-one DJ system. Pitch it to me, Sami. Tell me what is this? What is this?
So we're going to go straight in and firstly look at the top of the unit. The reason being is because it's got some features on here that aren't on any other Pioneer DJ product.
Okay.
So for example, we have got two mics on this unit and they have both got 3-band EQ.
Okay, so right, just to say as well, normally in these videos, you know, I have the microphones going into a separate mixer and the unit with the audio going into a separate mixer and stuff. Because this unit's got two mics, these two mics that we're using here are coming out of the back of this controller, so we're going to kind of show what they can do via our speaking and stuff, via our conversation.
Yeah. So the first one we're going to have a look at is actually the 3-band EQ. So
and correct me if I'm wrong, this is the first time that one of the Pioneer DJ controllers has got 3-band EQ on the microphones.
That is correct.
Right.
That is correct.
Yeah.
So we're going to take out the low of mine. So this is me taking out the low. I'm going to take out the mids of the 3-band EQ, and then the highs. And where this can be used is when you're in if you're a mobile DJ and you're playing out, sometimes you need to adapt the mics to the room. Being able to go into your 3-band EQ and adjust the lows, the mids, and the high, it's just such a great feature. Like I say, especially for the mobile DJ market.
Yeah, sure.
We also have a light that shows the signal coming through. That's green. And on top of that, we have a clip. So if it is clipping, it will show red. To the right of that, we have got probably one of my favorite features on the mic is the feedback reducer that is now built into the unit.
Very nice, mate. Very handy because, like, for mobile DJs, for example, you know, if they're sort of playing next to, you know, a tight setup and their speakers are close to and you know, and they're sort of announcing songs or whatever, you can get a lot of feedback and stuff. So you literally, you just click this button and it stops that horrible squealing. That piggy squeal.
That old school pig squeal that used to be in old screamo music. So what we've got two settings. We've got a switchboard between light and heavy, and we have an on and off button. And we should be able to actually demo this by using these speakers here. So apologies anyone at home because this is going to come through pretty loud.
Yeah, mind your ears for just a minute, but it'll only last for a second because you're going to turn it off.
Yeah, this is it with it off. So you're going to get a squeal, and then I'm going to put it on, and hopefully it should disappear. And there we have it.
Wow.
Feedback reducer in action.
That, mate, absolute magic. Magic, mate.
It is like magic. It's like Hogwarts in a unit.
It is. It's like Hogwarts brought to the Ratcave. You're a wizard, Sami.
So moving on from that, we're going to have a quick look at the screen. And here, Ratzi, you're looking at the same screen that is on our XDJ RX2.
Yeah.
And also like the same feature on the screen that's on our Nexus 2 setup, our CDJs.
Yeah, I've got to say, like, I probably end up coming back to saying this quite a lot, but when you bought this out and I saw it for the first time, it's kind of like a hybrid between the DDJ 1000 and the RX2 in that pop-up screen is, you know, obviously on the CDJs you've got them on each side.
Yeah.
But on this and on the RX2 you've got it in the middle, and it is exactly the same screen as on the RX2 and on the CDJ 2000 Nexus 2s.
That is correct, and it's still got the stacked waveform.
Yeah.
So you
it's
can
touch screen as well.
And it's touch screen,
Yeah.
so when you go into your search, you can then search through tracks really easily.
Yeah. Always a touch.
Always just a really nice feature.
Yeah.
Within this screen here, we've done there's no change in terms of what you're seeing, but if you go into the utility settings, which is holding down the menu button, there's a lot more detail in here. And this is, again, great for bars, mobile DJs, anyone who wants to be in control of the sound that's going out. Mm-hmm. That can all be manipulated within the utility settings. So, for example, now we split up into categories. So we have deck, and you can run down your settings in your decks. And then it jumps to your mixer. And then we have your channel fader curve, your crossfader curve. You can also have an attenuator on your master and your booth. And there's a peak limiter.
So that peak limiter is really, really good in like a bar situation because, you know, if like from a bar owner's point of view, not that I own a bar.
I was going to say, I didn't know you owned a bar.
I wish I did.
And you worked at DJKit?
Maybe not in this current climate, but yeah, you know, that peak limiter, if you've got this in a bar and a DJ's coming along and he's ragging the thing to death, redlining it and it's sounding really horrible, you can actually put the limiter on it so that
it's not going to do that.
They can't do that, and you get a good sound quality out of your speakers in your bar, and everyone's happily drinking and dancing.
That's correct, mate. That's correct. So that's another kind of really cool feature about going into the actual settings of this unit. Going down from that, we've even got your talkover mode. So we have advanced and we have normal. Below that, we have your talkover levels. So then when you are talking over and you put the button on here, you can adjust the levels of how much you want the music to play through, how much you want your voice to come through.
Yeah, so like ducking it, you know, like side chain.
It just allows you to really go in there and adapt that to yourself as a user. Last but not least, we have our general, which just has your usual bits and bobs that I can go into when I go into other features on the unit. Mm-hmm. Any more questions about the screen while we're on it at all?
No, I don't think so, mate. So it's the same screen as it's got the QWERTY search function, which is so much quicker than having to scroll through and do all of that jazz. I do actually. So there's a shortcut button down here.
Yeah, so that was also on the RX2, but within the shortcut, this allows you obviously to look at your waveform, load your settings, set your quantized value, and then also when I talk about another feature, we will jump back to the shortcut because that is where you would do your deck select for different channels. But we'll go into that a little bit later.
All right, sweet.
So moving on from the screen, we are now jumping over to our master, where again we have 3-band EQ. May I add, the first on a Pioneer DJ unit.
Okay, so 3-band EQ on the full master. So you've obviously got 3-band EQ on the mixer per channel, but on this controller, you can 3-band EQ all of everything that's coming out of the master. So
we'll give it a little go if you want. I can play a tune and we can have a little look at that. So this is the low.
I'll tell you what, mate, while you're playing this tune, let's put the talkover on. There you go.
Okay, yeah, so there I'm going to do a talkover. And now I'm going to do the mids. And now the high.
Yeah. So it's obviously you can do, like, you doing that would be the same as you doing it on here. But the key thing is if you've got two tunes blended at the same, two channels up at the same time, you can manipulate all of the EQ of the whole signal coming out of there with that. And little thing as well, guys, you know, that hopefully you caught that there. We've got the talkover on, which is what Sami was saying. Within the settings, you know, you can edit the duck and stuff like that. The amount that it cuts the music down while you're talking and stuff. But obviously, that's just a really great feature for mobile DJs.
And for standalone, it's the first on a standalone for us.
Right.
So, like, we're talking about the mobile DJs, different people that are going to be using this with a mic. And, like, you know what? I've actually had a little play with this at home. And I got a couple of friends who think they can MC. And what was actually really cool...
Do you know what? That's funny that you said that, mate, because you're my friend that thinks he can MC.
I'm not MCing, just so that you know. But what I want to mention is what I'd done is I was mixing, my friend was MCing, but always before everything was coming through way too harsh. What I'd done, I turned the low down on his quite a lot. Which meant that when I was playing it with my music, it wasn't conflicting with the bass line, his low end of his voice. Yeah. But on our beat effects section, I know this is jumping, but this is just to talk about the mics again. I can change my beat effects to 1, 2, or 1 and 2. Right. And I can add some reverb. And then what I done, I added a little bit of reverb. And you know what? It sounded like a professional kind of mix of an MC and a DJ. So you can get that really nice warm sound to the voice, while taking out a little bit of the low end as well, and then playing a little bit of music over the top. You get a really nice blend of the music being played. Sorry, I've still got the talkover on. The music being played and someone talking over the music.
Yeah.
Let's take that reverb off. So there we go. But in terms of what you can do with the mics, like as we're even talking about it now, I realise there's so much you can do. But we've kind of come away from the master. So let's jump back onto the master, because I just want to mention that we have got 3-band EQ on the master. And some people might say, what about the booth? Within the utility settings, you can chain the 3-band EQ to affect the master and the booth at the same time.
Okay, awesome. And just as a bit of context, like for this 3-band EQ, again, going like, putting it in the field, as it were, like in the DJ field, for a mobile DJ, for example, if you're playing in a hotel, wedding, whatever, and you're going up against a battle with a limiter, let's say, you have to play like worst nightmare, it just like limiters cutting out all your music. You can turn down, you don't have to turn down the bass of all your stuff, because obviously when you're mixing, you're EQing anyway, you're using the bass to EQ.
And sometimes you use systems that are like really heavy on the low end, and almost the low end drowns out the rest of the tune, and it just means, like you say, in a bar situation, you can, if the system's really heavy on the low end, but you're playing music that doesn't really complement the low end of music, you can literally bring that down and kind of really adapt your master to the environment you're working in.
Absolutely. Couple of extra hours DJing, not disturbing the rooms, let's say in a hotel, people sleeping upstairs, you have to turn it off at X amount thingy o'clock because someone's asleep upstairs. Do you know what, Mr. Manager? I'm just cutting out the bass.
Yeah, so you won't hear no bass.
Yeah,
just a load of tops.
I personally like sleeping to a bass line.
But yeah, as we've mentioned before, guys, the 3-band EQ on the mics and the master, just kind of new features to Pioneer DJ products, which are really great addition to our units. So moving on from our master, we've got the booth, and then we've got our 2 USBs, like our XDJ RX2.
Yep.
Both of them can be used to DJ off, so back to back with another DJ, or you can use the second USB to record a mix to it. So whatever's coming out of the master, it will record the audio to the USB. And that audio will be a WAV file, just so you guys know.
You've got the track mark, which I've always been really impressed with. So like if you're doing like a really long mix and you want to listen to it in your car, and you want to skip to a certain point or whatever, you don't have to listen to the whole mix all the way through or wind it forward. If you click track mark, then it splits the mix at that point, doesn't it?
Splits the audio,
but there's no gap, it's completely seamless, so it splits it, starts another recording, so you can actually split track mark
every single track,
every different song that you play, track mark
when you bring it in, you can track mark it, and if you're using it, you can like switch through it like a CD, for example. You've got all your different elements of your mix. Really great feature from the RX2, and I'm just so glad we've kept it on the XZ. So moving away from this top section, we are now going to dive straight into the mixer. So, for example, Ratzi, when you first saw this mixer, like what were your thoughts, kind of thing?
Well, it looks just like a 900 Nexus 2. It's that same matted kind of finish. It's it's laid out the same. It's got 6 color effects rather than 4. The 6 is
stealing all my lines.
Oh, sorry, mate.
Stealing my lines.
And then also, this X pad for the beat effects. That's on the Nexus 2 as well. But that's just first look, mate. You can now delve in and get back to your script.
Well, he's basically nailed it because he's just covered all the bits that I was going to say. No, so that is correct, Ratzi. You are basically, in terms of feature-wise, you are looking at a 900 Nexus 2 mixer. So we have got the 6 sound color effects with the parameter. For example, on the DDJ 1000, on the RX2, on the DJM 750 Mark II, you've only got 4 sound color effects. So it's really nice that we've got the 6 from our Nexus 2 range. You also have the aux with the offline and portable and your trim. So on the beat effects section, we have 14 beat effects from our DJM 900 Nexus 2 mixer, with our switchboard to go from crossfader A to B, which is A on this side, B on this side. Your mics 1 and 2, and like almost like your master mics with both of them. Your aux, and then your channels 1 to 4, and then your master. And
then it's got as well the effects frequency. That's not on the DDJ 1000 either.
No, it's not.
So that's like an EQ.
RX2.
That's just like EQ
for the
your
beat effects.
This thing is just spurting
like as you
EQs.
go into it, it's like, do you want to make your mixes precise? Buy this unit because it's going to sound absolutely amazing. Also, we've got the quantize on the beat effects, which is a really nice kind of feature with the Nexus 2, and something that I really like, because when I am using my beat effects, the worst is when it is out of time with the music you're playing. With the quantize on, it quantizes everything to the beat grids of your music that you've done in Rekordbox.
Very nice.
So just so people know, we still have the 3-band EQ on our channels, and we have our trim on the top. So people are going to be asking, the standalone feature. How does it work? So,
okay, right, here we go. Nitty gritty now, mate. Here
so just to explain, so this is 2-channel standalone, which means channel 1 and channel 2 can run standalone with the USB. To use channel 3 and 4, there's 2 ways you can do this. So we have a switchboard for 3 and 4, which is computer, line, and phono, which means you can connect either a computer, a turntable, or a CDJ, or our DJS 1000, which is our live sampler. So on the switchboards, we have your laptop, line, and phono, which means you can connect your laptop with, I'm going to add a new feature now. This unit is compatible with Rekordbox and Serato. Just to let you all know, Serato is coming shortly after release date, but it will be very quick after.
But that is a huge thing. So this unit, like obviously with the 1000, you bought out the 1000 for Rekordbox and then a separate unit for 1000 for Serato. But this thing is, you can use it with Rekordbox and Serato.
That's correct.
And you can use, because you're using Rekordbox and Serato with a computer, that's when you can use 4 channels in here. But also 4 channels if you've got, say, two CDJs or 2 turntables, that goes 4 channels as well. But if you're just using USB with nothing else plugged in, it's 1 and 2.
That's correct. So let's kind of go into that a little bit more. So like Ratzi just explained, 1 and 2 with the USB is standard with this unit. To use channel 3 and 4, either Rekordbox or Serato. In regards to that, you use the USB out the back. Or if you're using CDJs, a lot of people are going to want to know if it's still Pro DJ linked.
Right, yep.
If anyone doesn't know what Pro DJ Link is, it's the Ethernets that come out of the units into a hub, and that's how we link all our units together, how it uses the quantizer across all units, and also the sync functionality. So within this, we have 3 ports at the back. We have extension, channel 3, and channel 4. So what you do is an Ethernet cable out your CDJ into the unit, your other CDJ into the unit. When my USB is in here, I press link on my CDJ and it brings up this same screen you're going to have here on a CDJ with all your music on. So it works exactly the same way as like a 4-deck Nexus setup, which is such a cool function, because where this is price pointed at, this is going to be really good if you've got 1 extra unit, but you want to kind of have your mixer and your CDJ as one. This just allows you to connect it all together. If you are using it with a laptop and Serato, like I say, your channel 3 and channel 4, what you do, you go into shortcut and then you use your deck select to switch over your decks for your laptop. So it's really cool, because if you actually just want to use 4 channels with Rekordbox or Serato, you can do that also. So you could technically use this as like a controller with 4 channels on your laptop.
Yeah. So the great thing about that, mate, as well, is we get a lot of people, particularly mobile DJs, who, you know, like, for example, if they've got the DDJ 1000 using it purely with a laptop like you have to with the 1000, they're worried, say, if the laptop dies halfway through a set, then they're like, you know, oh, I need a backup or I need something or other. With this, you know, if you were using this with Rekordbox or Serato and your laptop died, you've got that backup of, you can just stick a USB in and you can use it as a standalone. It does. This is a hybrid of the DDJ 1000 and the RX2.
Basically, which allows both capabilities with laptop use and standalone, and like it just covers all your backups basically. Yeah. As a DJ, you can be fully prepared if you buy this unit that you will not go without playing any music, because you can have so many sources to back up how you're going to play your music out. It's a really great function with this unit. So now we've covered the mixer. Let's move over to the deck and talk about probably the thing that stands out the most, which is the first thing you mentioned to me.
Absolutely.
The full-size jog wheel.
Yeah, full-size jog wheel. So when you bought this out, you know, like I just said before, it is a hybrid. I thought, because of the screen in the middle here, I thought, oh, that looks like an RX2. But then you look at it, you look at the full-size jogs, and then you think, oh, actually, that looks like DDJ 1000 because of the full-size jogs. And for me, that is essential, because I like a big jog.
I know.
I like a big jog. This is the same size jog wheel as the CDJ 2000 Nexus 2.
It's the same jog wheel. And when I say the same, it's like it's got the ball bearings in it. And then we've also got our jog adjust here for your light and your heavy, which is just like a really cool feature a lot of people have asked for, especially from the DDJ 1000 and the kind of success we had with the full-size jog wheels.
Yeah, and it's got the in-screen displays
That's
as well.
That's the next thing. We've now got the on-jog displays on a standalone with full-size jog wheels. Like, it's just ticking so many boxes for me for a standalone unit. Also, guys, within your utility settings, you can go in and neaten your screen up. You can have just full artwork, or you can have all your waveform, your BPM, your time elapsed and time remaining shown within here. So it's a really great feature. We've got full-size jog wheels and the on-jog display to reference what you're doing within your tracks. Also, just so people know, we have followed the classic layout. We have your looping section from left to the right. We have your cue call, delete, and memory. And then we have your vinyl speed adjust. Just to mention, Ratzi, on that, normally there'll be two pots there to manipulate that. Within the settings, you can change it. So if we dive in here, and on deck, you have vinyl speed adjust. So you have touch and release. So now this is affecting the touch and release, but I can effectively change it to just be touch and just be release. So again, within the utility settings, guys, there's a lot in here that you can go in and change bits on this unit.
There's a lot more in this. You can delve deeper into this unit to really customize it, I think. There's loads going on with it that way.
Which is great to make it unique to you as a DJ and how you kind of want to play out. So moving away from the jog wheel, we're going to look at the bottom of the unit where we have our pad modes. So we have 8 RGB pads here that we've just kept from our RX2.
Yep.
The modes are hot cue, beat loop, slip loop, and beat jump. Just really cool additions to add to your mixes.
Yeah, sure. And they're nice. They're like the proper rubbery
sides.
pads.
Yeah, they're solid sides, man.
Yeah.
And they feel nice to play with, especially on your hot cues. If you like to do a lot of beat juggling.
Yeah.
It's really great to do it on this unit.
Yeah, they are good size, and they're quite spaced out as well, so you're not likely to sort of hit one that you're not supposed to and all that kind of stuff.
And last but not least, just so everyone knows, we have our headphones on the front, which is 1/4 inch and mini jack.
Yeah, just in case you lose that stupid adapter.
That's correct.
We've all been there.
So, Ratzi, that is the XDJ-XZ in one. What are your final thoughts on it before we leave this video?
Right, my final thoughts on it are, I think that, you know, I kind of said it earlier, I think this is a brilliant unit for mobile and something which is just going to live in like a bar or a club situation because, you know, you've got, say in a bar, you've got resident DJs coming in or whatever. Some of them play on USB and they can use this as a standalone. Some of them use Rekordbox and they can just plug in Rekordbox. Some of them use Serato, so they can just use this. The fact that you can use this with Serato, Rekordbox and standalone is a huge thing. You know, there's no like, oh, I'm just going to move this out the way to put my Serato controller in or my this or that or whatever. This, if someone who owned a bar or someone at home or someone in a radio station or mobile DJ even.
Radio station. But even if you do like to use Rekordbox and Serato.
Mate, we get loads of people here at DJKit that, for example, you know, when the 1000 came out, loads of Serato users wanted to get on the 1000, but they were skeptical about losing all of their Serato library and all the stuff that they built up on Serato to then move over to Rekordbox. Obviously, then the 1000 SRT came out. But this, you know, you can, if you're already a Serato user, but you're trying to move over to Rekordbox, say, you can use this with Serato to practice or whatever, then you can move over to Rekordbox bit by bit. It ticks loads of boxes, is what I'm rambling on to try and say.
100%. And can I just leave it at this one thing? If you're a user out there that is struggling to work out, there's a lot of people in the industry at the minute that are trying to work out which route to go down. They're like, I don't know whether I should go down the controller route. I don't know whether I should go down the standalone route.
It's got it all.
This is the unit you're going to buy because this is going to allow you to work out which route you want to go down, and it also allows you to just use both functions.
To be honest, once you've got this, you don't need to go down any other route because this is the route. It's got it all.
It has. A great unit. Yeah. I'm excited to see what it's going to do on the scene.
Yeah, I'm impressed, mate. I can't wait to have a go on it myself, like and proper get into it and customize it the way that you can properly get into it and everything like that. But Sami, mate, thank you so much.
No problem.
My man, always nice
pleasure.
to see you. Listen, guys, this Pioneer DJ XDJ-XZ is available now from DJKit. So come down, have a go. We'll have one in the showroom. And, you know, also you can grab one. Give us a call if you've got any questions or comment in this video and we will get back to you and answer them. One more time.
Thank you.
My man, Sami. Thanks for watching, guys. Peace out.